Hello, everyone. Welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 44. I'm your host, Taylor, and I'm, of course, joined by Anthony.
How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Doing pretty well today. Been an early one for me, but yeah, getting there.
Yeah, you had to stream the Retro Rumble that just got finished up, didn't it?
Yeah, correct. So, from one stream straight over to the next.
Yeah. And then, Omar, you made your return to Power Up, and you were also around for the Smash Brothers Direct.
Yes, I was, and now I have everything pre-ordered. I'm all set.
Nice. Nice. And then, Andrew, you're, of course,
Woo.
here also.
From one stream to another. Woo!
Yeah, you're in the middle of something, though, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm in the middle of my extra life stream. 24, maybe 25 hours. We'll see how I feel.
Why not 36?
Daylight
Come
savings.
on.
Yeah, daylight savings.
Yeah, daylight savings. They schedule it on daylight savings for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good. I'm all right. I've been streaming since about 11. Got a little late start.
Okay.
Because due to technical reasons and such. But we're doing well. We've already beat our goal.
Cool.
Doesn't mean you can stop donating. So
Exactly.
Yeah, any more donations only help.
exactly.
Yeah.
More the merrier.
So, your Twitch channel is /Duronsky, right?
That's correct. Yes.
All right. So, yeah, make sure you go check him out after this stream concludes, where he'll get back to playing some games. You're playing RDR2 and Cuphead earlier.
Yeah, played a bit RDR2, did some violent things in that game.
Burnt some people alive.
Dude, I ran
Yeah.
over my horse. It was the scariest thing I've ever
Not
done.
again.
It was so scary. I was in a wagon and I ran it over and I was like, what's going on? Why is this wagon being weird? And then I look underneath the thing and it's just like, oh yeah, that's my horse being
Being
it didn't
murdered.
die though.
Okay.
Poor thing.
Poor horse.
I think you
Yeah.
killed it earlier, didn't you? Like a couple of days
No,
ago.
it got killed by some other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll save this. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about Red, but I do have a tip.
All right.
We'll talk about it later.
All right. All right. So, Omar, what you been up to this past week, either for the site or gaming-wise, or what's been going on?
I've actually been getting back into Mario Odyssey, getting all the moons that I missed, because I just barely played past the end of the beginning of that end of the story, and then just finished the Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay.
Cool.
Not too
Nice
far
try.
into the post-game yet, but fun stuff.
Are you having fun? Having fun?
They could have done better.
Could have done better.
Uh-oh.
No,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Sorry, I got distracted by something over here, but we're good now. Anyway, and then Anthony, what you been doing this past week?
Everything. No, not really.
Okay.
Picked up. What did I pick up? Oh God, Undertale. Finally.
Oh, God. You joined that cult. Okay.
Well, hey, I'm not in a cult. I just saw that they might be coming out with a new game, or I think they have actually dropped a really random. You go into the Undertale Twitter account, and they've got like 20 very cryptic messages
Yeah,
of like,
as you do.
"We hope you're ready. Are you ready to die?" and all this different stuff. And it's like, and then so I think they put all those tweets up like 2 days before they dropped a download of this really random file. And then when you download the file, it's like your computer will be corrupted. Windows firewall will prevent it from being played. You agree that your life will be this and that and blah blah. Really like weird. And then it's
Okay.
like a new Undertale game. So no one really knows what it is. So then I just saw someone like playing that, and then I was like, well, hey, I should check out Undertale because why not? It looks quite cool, so that's what I've done, and I'm actually doing a bit of a playthrough of it, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. Awesome. So, let's see. On my end, obviously, PC is still broke, although there is some movement on it. Corsair, with the parts that they're replacing by themselves, which are all the Corsair parts of the PC, they did, in fact, send me the replacement PSU, AIO, and RAM, and those arrived yesterday. The
Okay.
boxes sitting right behind me. I'm still awaiting on my actual PC itself, as well as the check for the other parts of a PC that need to make it a PC. Like the motherboard, processor, graphics card. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Fun
still
stuff.
waiting on that. Yeah, but at least part of it's there. They're just kind of sitting in the back teasing me though. Then
Why not?
other than that, been playing some RDR2. I haven't been able to play it the past couple days, but I was able to get back into it a bit earlier this morning, before the show. And yeah, I'm just kind of trudging along playing that game.
Cool.
And then yeah, keeping up with all the seasonal shows I'm watching this season for anime. Kind of a lot. But anyway, past that, the main site is, of course, cultureofgaming.com, and we have a Facebook community group, not only for Culture of Gaming, but also for the Power Up podcast itself. So make sure you go to facebook.com/cog.net to check that out. We have a community Discord, which you can get invited to by clicking the link on the sidebar of the main site, Twitter @cog.net, Instagram @cultureofgaming, youtube.com/while you're down to search us there, because we have yet to break 100 subscribers. To help us get to 100 subscribers on that channel, we need a cool custom URL. I can stop doing this disclaimer every podcast, and you can also check out great series there. We not only have the podcast repository for both Power Up as well as Retro Rumble, but also other series like New Game What Dis and White Whaling, where Andrew conquers his demons, and also Co-op with Cog.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some great series that you can check out there. And then twitch.tv/cultureofgaming. We have a MySpace page for the Power Up podcast, myspace.com/poweruppod. Ask us questions like anywhere while we're live, and you may or may, depending on if we're doing a giveaway that month, that will get you entered into the giveaway. We're actually talking about possibly modifying the giveaway for the Power Up podcast each month, so we'll have to keep you guys posted on that.
Andrew,
And then
have you beat Contra
Get,
yet?
get this guy out of the chat. Get him out of here.
No, he hasn't.
And then
Yeah.
And then speaking of giveaways, of course, we if we breach 100 subscribers on YouTube, one lucky subscriber on YouTube will get a game, $59.99 price limit of their choice. So yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Once you reach 100, we'll
Do
do
it.
the entries for it.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Can I win?
It'll be one lucky subscriber.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Right.
so let's get into the gaming news. First kind of general news topic that we got today. The Rainbow Six Siege aesthetic changes. So this broke about a day or so ago. I think it was either late last night or possibly early enough this morning.
Yeah.
But basically, Ubisoft wants to bring Rainbow Six Siege, a decently popular game, over to China. But to do that, they're going to have to modify some of the aesthetics in the game. So, for example, knife icons for like the melee symbol and everything will have to be changed to a fist.
Heck yeah.
Skulls will have to have a lot more flesh added to them.
Heck
so they just
yeah.
look a little bit more depraved of a face and not like a skull, dead skull. Any references to gambling, so that is slot machines, which can be found on some maps, such as the Biker Bar one, and I think in Theme Park as well, cannot not be a thing, so they had to remove those. And it's just,
But loot
They're also-
boxes are still allowed.
yeah,
Heck
loot boxes
yeah.
are still fine.
Heck yeah.
But, and then also the environmental, like blood splatters and everything will be toned down quite a bit, like barely visible a bit. Some of the Japanese art that can be found, and the Korean art that can be found on both Skyscraper and Tower, will have to be slightly modified so that no depictions of China are in the other culture's art. And yeah,
Wow.
that
Okay.
that about does it. And so the thing is, why people are upset is that isn't necessarily that they're bringing the game to China. It's the fact that instead of doing a completely separate build for the game, everyone around the world has to conform to these changes.
That's weird.
What? Wait. So this is applying to everywhere, not just
Yes.
China. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Instead of doing a separate version for China, every instance of the game gets this.
Yay.
Every region of the game is doing this.
I'm so excited.
All right, so Omar, what you think?
Oh, I'm getting actually a really bad connection right now.
Okay.
I lost like the last minute of what you guys said, but I just think I mean, it makes sense to do all of this because if they can do well in China, I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege myself, but from what I hear from everyone else, it's an awesome game.
Yeah.
And if they can get to China, that's a huge audience and more people.
And we're starting to lose you.
Yeah, okay. So, did you hear when we talked about the whole, like, this is going to be applying to the whole of the world or just China? Like, did you hear that bit? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I heard all of it.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
So, like, are you just okay with that? Like, I have to ask, are you just okay with that?
I mean, I didn't really play the game, so
Okay.
it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter to me that much. I just think it's nice that more people are going to be able to play it.
Yeah.
It didn't really seem like there were any gameplay changes. All just aesthetic, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's correct.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't really seem like that would be too big of a problem.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I personally have a kind of principled problem with it, so to speak, or whatever, because I mean, it's like China has a very strict set of media rules that pretty much nowhere else in the world has to follow or like follows outside of their country.
Yeah.
Why do we have to conform to the standards of the communist regime in China? You know, when we're not even a part of the country.
Yeah.
No, why not? Why not do?
Sweet China bucks?
I know, but why not just do what every other game has done? You know, Ubisoft is by no means a very small company or anything, and make a separate build for China.
I mean, and that's the thing as well. Like for instance, Australia is a good example because Australia is very strict when it comes to like R18 content and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We like it's like We Happy Few. You know, they were looking at banning it, but the thing was they were. What if you're going to ban it in one country? Then that if you're going off China's logic, the whole game needs to be banned the world over. So if something's going to be changed in one country, then it needs to be changed in the whole country. I don't agree with that. If the country has a problem with it, the country needs to change it themselves and have their own version of it and let the game be its original content the way it was beforehand. I mean, you're complying with one country's laws, you're not complying with the whole world's laws.
Right.
So, is this just a matter of, you know, Ubisoft being too lazy to change it, or...?
It honestly is. It's just it's a matter of Ubisoft not wanting to invest the marginal more amount of money that it would take to create and maintain a separate build. I mean, this does kind of oversimplify game development a little bit, but you could literally copy the current build and paste it, and then make the changes onto that build, and then deploy that build. That's a very gross simplification of the process, but it's not. It's like they don't necessarily need to create anything from scratch anymore, you know? Because the game's already there, and it exists. Andrew, what do you think of this whole thing? We cannot hear you.
It's weird, obviously. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with like esports stuff too. I don't know. That's my only other thought toward why they would do that, like making it a little more viewer friendly for the kiddos. See,
Kiddos,
Maybe.
yeah, why not?
No, that's actually a decently valid argument,
Yeah.
because one of the things that CSGO has ran into is that a lot of sponsors won't sponsor the esports like portion of CSGO or anything because the teams are counter-terrorists and terrorists. And there have been a bunch of polling going over the past year or so about what if, you know, Valve changed it to like Op4 and Blue4
sure.
type thing instead of terrorists and counter-terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that can be kind of valid.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at like all the really popular esports stuff and not super violent or anything.
Right.
And I don't know, Rainbow Six really violent with like those slow motions and you get like killed and
Right.
I don't know. That's the only thing I can really think why they would make a global change instead of
just regional.
Yeah, regional.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird though. I mean, like it won't affect gameplay, I assume, so whatever. But it's a little.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as I said, it's more just like the principle of the thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to. Like I don't want to play something that's been forced, like by the regime of China, to be changed. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I wonder. I guess do you think it's going to be that big of a market in China that they need to change the whole game?
CS:GO had a lot of success. Well, I mean, for them to even distribute the game in China, they need to change it. So
Right,
they
yeah.
need to make these changes. So
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious if you think it like is the profit worth pissing off some of your hardcore fans? I don't know. Maybe they
I
don't
don't
care. Maybe they figure they won't care.
Maybe,
Right.
well, maybe they think, well, the game's been out for 3 or so years. Who cares now, kind of thing.
Omar, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to look and see if there are any other situations like this and see what other companies did. Just because it is a pretty big undertaking to even not just like releasing a separate version for China, but just completely. I was going to say upgrading, but I guess it's not really upgrading.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, it's like, as I said earlier, it's pretty. I can't think of a single game that hasn't done a specific build for China that was separate from everything else.
Separate games completely. Like Call of Duty did like these weird like free to play things, right?
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty Online is a thing in China,
Yeah.
where it's pretty much just like a perpetual online service you can play to do multiplayer or something.
And it's like what, who did that where they, I think it was, Wolfenstein, no, it wasn't Wolfenstein, where they censored the whole, Germany censored the whole Nazi thing. Was that a Call of Duty game, or?
Yeah, that was
Maybe?
for World War II.
Yeah, that's right.
There used to be any video game in Germany that had any
Yeah,
kind of
true.
Nazi swastikas, any kind of Nazi depiction up until recently.
But I mean, I mean, that's the country's problem. It's not the world's problem. If Germany can't handle what happened in the past, then that's not the world. I'm a very abrupt person. I've got a very abrupt way of saying things. So if I offend someone, I do apologize. But that's just the way I see it. Like, if Germany's got a problem with the past, then change their game. Don't let it affect the rest of the world.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's like in the German versions of the game, it's been changed specifically like that also.
Which is good. It's not affecting the whole world.
But then as opposed to it's like a game I could buy in the US, there will be swastikas and whatnot for the Nazis. But then if I buy the game in Germany and play in the German version, then I think the change they did was like they changed the swastika to like the German eagle or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Or like the. I can't remember.
Yeah, another symbol to reflect the time. Yeah.
And they tried to do the same thing with Wolfenstein, I believe, in America, and I think the dev was just like, well, F you guys, this is what happens, so deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't Hitler, didn't he even have a different name?
In the
version?
I don't know if in the new one they changed.
I think in the new one, it's pretty clear cut. I don't think there are any issues with the new one. But I think back in the day, there might have been some issues,
I want to say in some of the old games, they would like take off his mustache.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
He had a shave, no way.
Oh my god, finally. His wife finally brought it to him. He looks dumb.
Go to Kmart and get a clipper. Hitler, why not?
Alright,
Yeah.
so... Yeah, that's... Alright, so... Personally, it's like, I don't think I'll necessarily stop playing the game about, like, over this sort of thing.
yeah.
Rainbow Six is still pretty fun. I mean, to be fair, I can't even play the game right now. But anyway, it's like if I had the option to play the game, but it's just like, I would probably seriously consider the Year 4 pass now.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Did they announced? They already announced the year 4 pass.
I mean, I assume there's one going.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
But man, year 3 already happened.
Yeah.
I think
We're
I'm
almost done
like
with year
year
3.
1.
So, will you guys stop playing the game altogether, or just do kind of a similar thing if you play the game semi-regularly?
I mean,
I know
yeah, I haven't
Omar.
played that game in a while.
Same.
Yeah.
Not for reasons beyond just that there's other things to play.
Yeah.
But I like it. I mean, maybe I'll pop into it tonight and check it out.
Mm.
So yeah, got a lot of games.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't going to stop me from actually playing the game. I mean, if I want to play it, then I'll play it. But it's just a bit of a, not inconvenience, but it's like a bit of a annoying thing to see, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, and Anthony, you want to know what else is an inconvenience?
What?
Fallout 76 deleting your files. So how about you tell
Gee,
us more
that
about
was smooth. That was very smooth. Okay, so there was a bug going around with the Fallout 76 beta for PC. So what had happened is when you were trying to launch the game after you downloaded the whole 50 gig and waited for like 10 hours if you're over here, you would then basically just freeze on the launch screen on the kind of title, hey, Fallout 76 is launching kind of thing. And then if you clicked or pressed a keyboard button or clicked with your mouse, the whole game would just get deleted. Now this was a kind of isolated case. It happened to a few people.
Okay.
It wasn't like a solid across the board thing where if everybody plays it, then 50 gigs get deleted. And it so happened that with a couple of people, their ISPs blocked them because they were downloading too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bethesda basically did a sincere apology and said, hey, this is our problem. And I think they even went as far as contacting some ISPs for the people because they wouldn't let them, start downloading again.
Oh, wow.
And then they have already done the extended beta, but they basically extended it for an extra day, which was on November the 2nd, which was yesterday actually for you guys. But yeah, quite an inconvenience. I think one of our guys ran into this, didn't they?
Yeah,
On
I think
server?
Omar did, but really
Oh,
quick.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Okay.
quick. We need to make a nomenclature change here. Because we are referring to a Bethesda product, we cannot refer to it as a bug. It must be called a feature. For Bethesda.
Interesting.
Anyway. So, Omar, it looks like you experienced this firsthand. Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I bet.
Yeah, I got on there and I launched the BethesdaNet launcher, and I had fully downloaded the game the night before.
Okay.
And then where the button that said downloading before, it said something like unlocking. So I was like, all right, awesome. Gonna be able to play it soon. And then I was just I think like watching some YouTube videos. And then I switched back over to the launcher and I was like, this is kind of taking a little while. And then suddenly that button said downloading and it was at like 16%. And it was just sitting there for like an hour. And it's like, okay, this isn't going anywhere.
Wow.
And that's when I saw the wonderful news from Bethesda's Twitter. Do not click on anything. Do not click any buttons.
Too late, boys.
It's like touch nothing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. Definitely made me want to not cancel my pre-orders. Fantastic look into the future of Fallout 76.
Yeah, because this beta was something that you should get only if you had pre-ordered, right?
I think so.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. If you pre-order it, then you get a code in your email or on the receipt, and then you get to supposedly get to play the beta. And of course, I've missed all the other times so far since then. But maybe I'll get a shot at it tomorrow or the day after.
Okay.
Yeah, so with the extension that they did for it, because I think it got cut off and then it was like a 2-day gap and then you could get back into it in the extension. All of your progress and everything was still there, which was good. So people weren't fully starting again. But Omar, what did you think of it? What did you think of the game altogether?
I haven't gotten into the.
Oh no!
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. I set aside time for the first day.
Yep.
And then I just haven't had time to get to it on the others yet. But
Oh, damn. Okay. So, Andrew,
Maybe
I think this is pretty funny, to be honest. Yeah, it's like I think this is pretty funny. You know, out of all the companies for it to happen to, this would only happen to Bethesda. To be
Yeah,
honest.
come on.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, dude. A game that's already like kind of like not necessarily like got a great word of mouth. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to do a lot for this game for people to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
that's not,
Yep, go for
Sorry,
it.
go.
Charge.
I was gonna say, just as much as I was annoyed by the situation, I kind of thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because it's Bethesda. They're known for.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for this, but just known for bugs and. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. It's like, what was it I didn't think here? Yeah, with Bethesda, how can you expect a small indie company, such as themselves, to successfully deploy files in a game launcher?
Heck yeah.
You know, that's a very unreasonable assumption.
They're no Valve, that's for sure.
Right, right. So, kind of a broader topic. Outside of this, has anyone used the Bethesda launcher before?
As soon as he said that, I forgot that was a thing. Oh right, the Bethesda launcher.
Yeah, it's like
That exists.
I actually have that on my PC apparently, on main one.
Do you have to have it if you want to play like Fallout and stuff?
I'm not sure. Omar?
I think that 76 actually is only.
Oh, okay, 76.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Fallout 4 was in Steam,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure that 76 is just through their system on PC. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just bought New Vegas. It was like $5, $2. Like, why not? New Vegas. I remember that game being pretty good.
Yeah,
Sure.
it is.
So yeah, I should. So maybe.
One of the top 50 RPGs of all time, if I remember correctly.
Did you guys make that list? I didn't. I'm never involved with your list.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we're pretty close. Oh, I need to do that before Tuesday. That's right. Write the article or write my portions for the FPS list.
True.
It's coming out after that.
Yeah, first shooter list. People
Yeah.
trying to get non-first person shooters in that thing. I was like, what do you get out of here?
Yeah.
Wait, were you part of the
Right.
call or?
I was in the group chat, but I wasn't in the call because you guys do calls
Portal.
when I'm like doing
Other stuff.
Working like
Yeah.
a normal human being.
exactly. And someone was trying to someone put like Hitman in there. I'm like, who's doing this? Like, what are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
I saw that.
I was like, have you played Hitman before? Like, yeah, you can go to first person, but
Yeah.
like the goal in that game is to
GTA
not
5.
ever fire a shot.
Heck yeah, GTA 5, come on. It's got a first person mode.
I think the
But-
funniest one was multiple people put 2005 Battlefront 2 on their like list. It made it all the way to
That's a
the.
third person shooter.
I know it made it all the way to the
Yeah.
tentative list, and then when we were in the call
Oh,
to do the
no.
list, actually based off tentative, we came to Battlefront 2, and for like 5 minutes we actually discussed its place before I came to the realization that it's like, wait, it's a third-person shooter, guys.
You can't even
What?
do first person.
Yeah, what are
Oh,
we doing?
dear.
Yeah, wait.
Jeez. These are the people we have in charge.
You gotta use the sniper.
Hey, it wasn't me.
First person.
Or like Deus Ex, like in there. I was like, yeah.
Oh, I saw something put Deus.
I mean, it's
Uh,
first person, and neither
It's
are guns.
first person.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Some dude still tried for Portal as usual, but
Oh dear.
No, definitely not. You don't shoot.
Ooh, and like,
Portals.
that's weird.
what's up?
Oh, the scene just changed for me.
Oh,
It's all good, it's back there. I like
Okay.
stuffed up the webcams, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to re-add it all again.
okay.
It's back now though.
Nice.
Yep.
Alright, so,
Everything's
Omar.
broken. Yeah.
Who's a Steve Bannon? That name sounds familiar for some reason. I imagine he's important.
Bannon.
But he was
Yeah.
talking. He's talking.
Quite the guy.
Is it bad if
Yeah.
I have no idea who he is?
Yeah,
No,
it's
it-
fine. Or no, I'm
Actually,
sorry,
you
it's
know
not
what?
bad.
You probably wouldn't.
Yeah, no,
Why?
He's
Okay, cool.
More of an American
Yeah.
figure. He was on. He was in Trump's cabinet for a little while,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
and he got fired, like a handful of other people.
Hmm.
But we're talking about him today because he is going to be a keynote speaker at a gaming conference. So,
Okay, so which
Yeah.
one and why?
so
Anti-gaming conference, or is it?
no, that's the bizarre thing. The conference is International Conference on Advances in Computer Entertainment Technology, but they abbreviate it ACE, ACE.
Okay.
Sick.
So this is
Interesting.
going to happen in December on the University of Montana campus. everyone, I should say, not everyone, but a lot of people on Twitter kind of freaking out that Steve Bannon is going to be speaking at this conference because he's kind of has a reputation for siding with alt-right viewpoints and other more extreme right-wing viewpoints, but it's just kind of bizarre because his only experience in the gaming field has been he's been a CEO of this company called let's see what we have here. It's Internet Gaming Entertainment, which
Very broad.
Yeah, okay.
So what that company does is they hire a bunch of Chinese workers to go into MMOs and earn gold. So essentially the company is just like a gold farm and they just sell the gold.
Oh my
Super
god,
sad.
that's horrible. Okay.
Essentially he runs a sweatshop for a gold farm.
Out of, like, even when he
dear.
served in the administration's cabinet, he was the chief strategist for the White House. You know? He had nothing
Right.
technology related when he served in the administration. And, you know,
It's
why
bizarre.
not get someone, you know, slightly related to the field outside of, you know, a sweatshop manager, effectively?
Yeah,
you know,
that might be a good idea.
like- Hell, as bad as it might sound, I figure Ajit Pai might go over better than, you know, the FCC chairman might
Yeah.
go over
I
better.
don't know about that.
But yeah, the guy who's the head of Ace right now
Yeah.
has also had some, besides this run-in with a bunch of people on Twitter, he's also had some other bizarre situations recently.
Okay.
So his name is Adrian Chiak, I believe the last name is pronounced. But so when it was announced they were going to be going to Montana, they threw up on their website just like a handful of famous Montanans. But the most famous that may not be familiar with this name, maybe some older people would be, but Ted Kaczynski, who is better known as the Unabomber.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like,
Oh,
wait, why is that
dear.
name familiar? Why do I know that name? Okay.
And then he kind of just tried to play it off that people didn't have a sense of humor, and when you search for famous Montanans in Google,
Oh, no.
that's what he found, and that was the first thing that came up. And then another thing that he did earlier
Oh god,
in the year,
it gets better. Okay.
this was the best part that
Maybe that's
convinced
why
me
he got
that I had
fired.
to share this. But the head of the this gaming conference, without the consideration of anybody else who's in charge, decided to merge the conference with another conference that he was in charge of, which was the Congress on Love and Sex with Robots.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, does that organization operate internationally? Or.
Possibly. It's a good question.
Okay.
I'll have to
Yeah.
look into that.
It's like, I think Japan might need that.
Oh,
But
no.
anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just this guy kind of seems to be going off the deep end, inviting these people that get terrible reactions. The best quote though that I got from the article was from actually a French game developer. Her name is Catherine Neal. She said it's like inviting Ed Sheeran to a keynote on microbiology.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Ed Sheeran is like that British like pop artist, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Or, like-
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
He's kind of a sucker for bizarre news, so I had to go with this one.
Oh my god, this is great. Okay, so Andrew, what you thinking over there?
Dude, I don't know.
What
That guy's
did-
awesome. I don't know. There's so much to unpack here that I just don't even.
Yeah, this entire thing is bonkers.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, no.
He said this. People are going to this conference too.
Well,
Yeah.
that's one of the things. A large number of people were dropping out, and apparently their signups for the conference are at an all-time low.
Why did they think that would be a good idea?
Gee, I
I've never
wouldn't
even
even know.
heard of this place or this conference before.
Yeah, it seems like some just kind of niche, smaller conference for. It's not necessarily focused on gaming only, but it's kind of like a mix of gaming and computer science.
Yeah. And in Montana, of all places, you know.
Yeah. Bizarre. Just like their leader.
Well, at least like their audience is they're trying to pick the right spot for their audience, probably.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure how Montana voted in the last election, but I feel like they're kind of more of a right-wing state, and that could just be because of Far Cry 5 than that. But
yeah. Have that.
Hey, what? You cut out.
Oh, no. I have Far Cry 5, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should play that.
Oh yeah, that might be a decent.
Stream that tonight.
Yeah, go for it.
I just need something that's not gonna
break
my brain.
It is very extremely repetitive.
Oh,
yeah, Montana was red state in 2016, so that makes a little bit more sense that they would get Steve Bannon in there, but you know, Montana itself is so known for its technology.
Oh yeah, of course.
And, yeah. Why not? Yeah, why not have it in Arizona though? Like Allen did that.
I have like no idea what you're talking about at this point because I'm like I don't know any of the states or anything, so I'm like okay, cool.
Well, I mean, like here in Arizona, you know, we got various technology companies. We have an Intel plant. We have Boeing technology groups. We have Lockheed Martin technology groups. We have a Honda technology group, actually, which is pretty cool. AMD is putting a plant in here, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we're getting a lot of technology stuff, and well, we're a red state, so
got a lot of sand there to make those processors and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Maybe because I don't know. Yeah.
All right, Anthony. So, what do you think?
No
Bonkers,
words.
right?
I've got no idea. Like I'm just. What's he doing?
It's like, honestly, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's up, Andrew?
I mean, yeah.
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Okay.
It's just like, I mean, I don't really know who the guy is or what he's done or anything like that. So, but yeah, he seems like he's off the rails to me, and he should be. I don't know. He shouldn't be allowed to do these conferences. Those sounds.
Yeah.
He's just wow.
I'm sorry, but someone should probably sign him to a home or something. You know.
Yeah, it might be an idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what's your favorite part about this whole thing? Because personally, mine is the Chondros on robot sets. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's my favorite part.
Maybe it's because he couldn't get enough people to go to that he was like trying to.
It's not just robot sex, guys. But love.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Feelings,
Love.
man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Oh my god.
We made it.
There's just so much of this story. It's just like, is this real? This is real, right, Omar? This isn't from The Onion.
This is real. This is from Wired. Oh, I should say this is from all the way at the top. Luis Matsakis. I believe I pronounced that incorrectly.
But okay.
Yeah, it's from Wired.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
so
hey, we did dispel a fake news claim from them a couple of weeks ago, so you never know.
Uh-oh. Might have to look into this one.
Yeah, wow.
All right.
Just wow.
All right, so next up is something that's mildly controversial, but by no means as bonkers as this. The PS Mini. Andrew, what you got for us about that?
Yeah, PS Mini. All 20 games have been announced. I don't think we've talked about this yet. Do you guys have a fond memory of PlayStation 1 games at all, by any chance?
More like PlayStation 2 stuff, to be honest.
PlayStation 2 for you guys? Or...
Need for Speed Porsche. That was like my only fun memory of PlayStation 1.
I don't know, was Crash Bandicoot ever on PS1? Because I played a little bit of that.
Yes, that's where it started.
Okay, same with Spyro, also.
Yes.
Played a little bit of that.
Crash Tag Team Racing, that was cool.
Yeah, PCR was really good.
Okay, yeah. I remember playing the Medal of Honor game.
Yeah, Medal of Honor Frontline, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was on there, and that was a good one. I have like some pretty good memories. PlayStation 1 was, I mean, I've been playing games for a while, but like, I don't know, I was probably like 8, you know, so like a good time we could just play games and not really have to do much of anything.
Yeah.
Homework, I guess. Chores.
8th grade or like 8-year-old homework, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like whatever, and I'm just playing games here and there. But anywho, so all these 20 games came out, and I'm just gonna run through them, and then we can go and talk about some of the notable ones.
Speedrun.
Yeah, so Battle Arena Toshinden, which is a fighting game.
Yeah.
Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy 7, the original Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Drill. This is listed as Drill. I believe it's a mystery.
Yep.
Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman 1, Resident Evil Director's Cut, so the first one, Revelations Persona, so first Persona.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Metal, and Wild Arms. So,
Can I just say that I find it absolutely hilarious we're getting Final Fantasy on the Final Fantasy 7 on the PS Mini before we're getting the remake?
Oh, it's. I mean, yeah, it's.
Yeah.
But
You'll never get the remake.
No.
So,
it's happening.
it's
Alright.
happening, sure.
I don't know, like it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with most of these games, but like Cool Borders 2 is like a really weird game that I'm like, oh right, Cool Borders 2 was awesome. It's like a snowboarding game. That game was really cool actually. Grand Theft Auto 1 is this weird thing that I don't think a lot of people played.
Yeah.
It's like top down. Arcade.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think people are going to get the wrong idea about that? Like, they'll see GTA and be like, oh, that'd be cool to play the first one, but not realize that, you know, it's a top-down type thing?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, it laid the groundwork for, like, obviously, 3. It was like the revolutionary. But, like, it's weird, and I know, I understand why it's on here, because first of all, name, and A, it was, like, a PlayStation, like, classic, and it was only on PlayStation, I believe.
Yeah,
maybe on
it's
PC.
fair to be on there.
But it was definitely fair to be on there, yeah. So I think that's a solid pick. Metal Gear Solid obviously is a good one. You mentioned Final Fantasy 7, which is weird because you can play that thing anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, really weird. I'm surprised they didn't. I know why they picked 7, but they probably should have.
I think it's one of those, like, name drop ones, you know?
Yeah, it's still. Like, the thing I look at this list, and I'm like, most of the time there are better versions of these games on PS1. Battle Arena Toshinden, I'm pretty sure there's a sequel that's better.
Okay.
Destruction Derby, I'm pretty sure there's a sequel that's better.
Is Tekken 3 at least different? Or at least decent?
Tekken 3 is the best Tekken on PS.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But
Tekken
is there
1,
a better
2,
version?
No. I mean, like, of 3? No. Like,
Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, the Tekken after that was Tekken Tag 2, which is PS2. Completely different thing.
Yeah, yep.
And, like, Twisted Metal 2 was there. You know, like, Siphon Filter. There's 3 games on PS1 that's set. So it's just kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
A heavy dose of nostalgia bait here.
Yeah, I mean, they could, I don't know. Like, they could be, like, trying to maybe sell you more later down the line. I have no idea. But...
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, you would think that they would chuck in, like, a Spyro, not Spyro, because Spyro was on PS2, but, like, a Crash or something like that on it? Or do you think they've purposefully withheld them because we've just done the remake?
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah, I think they purposely withheld them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
look
that's
at,
probably
like,
why we didn't get Parappa the Rappa on it, to be honest.
Or Medieval, which is, like, a weird...
Yeah, they're doing a remake of that.
Yeah, and that game would have easily been on there if they weren't remaking it, I think. And same, well, the whole non-analog stick really, like, no ape escape, you know, automatic. But, I don't know, weird. I mean, they'll sell the analog version, the DualShock version of it or something, maybe.
Right, yeah.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like some of these games.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo is super good.
Is it true that on the Mini, if you have a controller from that era, it won't actually work because there's not the proprietary PlayStation controller plug on it? You know?
It's not a proprietary one, right?
Well, nowadays it's not, but it used to be. Used to be that.
Oh, on the the PS1.
Yeah, and the PS2. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like, so it's like, on the PS1 and PS2, the controller sockets for those really long, like rectangular plugs and everything.
Yeah.
Is like, does the PS Mini have that or no?
I don't think
it's
so.
like
it's got a different port.
I think it's just USB.
Okay, then it's like, yeah, you can't use the controllers from that era on it.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I have no idea what that thought process. That one.
Yeah.
All right, Omar, what are some of the games you liked from the list there?
Yeah, I never really have had much nostalgia for the PS1 because I never owned one. The first PlayStation I owned was the PS2.
Yeah.
But it's still there are a few games that I played from PS1 on the PS2, like the original Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
There's just that, and then Revelations, Persona are the only games that really interest me on here. Metal Gear Solid, obviously, because of the nostalgia for it, but then the Persona game, because I never played the original Persona, and I like the newer ones, and they're all fantastic RPGs.
Okay.
But otherwise, the rest of the list is just kind of like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what is this game?
Rayman's, GTA, but then it's just missing so many things, like you guys already said. It's just kind of a shame that they couldn't figure out ways to get the more popular PlayStation games on there, and there are just things like, because I didn't have a PlayStation, there are some things like Super Puzzle Fighter that I've never heard of before that seem like completely random choices to me.
Yeah, that game's so good.
Someone who's played it before knows it. And I guess that's really what these classic consoles are. They're not trying to be like necessarily appealing to everyone, but just to the people who have owned the consoles before have nostalgia for it.
Nostalgia bait. Got it.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Although I will say there's also not an easy way to play Super Puzzle Fighter Turbo. Like,
that's fair.
Unless you have like the original, like your PS1 or whatever color Dreamcast, or something like that. I'm not sure. It was on another console or a Saturn maybe. But there's like no easy way to play that game because it's not. It was on Xbox 360, but then it got taken down. I think it got taken off there or something like that. So
yeah. Going back to that, it's like Sony, or it's like Sony consoles have always super lagged behind in the emulator community. Like, do you think we'd have a decent like PS1 emulator out by this point at least? But still not quite up and running. I would actually dare say we're further along with the PS3 emulator than we are with a PS1 and PS2 one.
Okay.
Which is kind of strange to think about, but what have you, Anyway, Anthony, what do you think?
I mean, so as far as the whole nostalgia bait thing, I don't agree with that because a lot of, just as an example, one of the articles that we put out from the site was talking about some of the games that are coming to the PS1 Mini, and if it's like a good idea of some of the games that are there, like if it's kind of like a genius move on Sony's part, or if it's this or if it's that, blah blah. The amount of hate that we got for the games that were coming on it, like 80 comments, 99% of them were like, Sony's just up the creek, they got no idea what they're doing, blah blah blah. So I think a lot of people are kind of against it, and like some of the Reddit feeds that I've seen and whatnot on it as well, a lot of people will not be picking this up and won't be buying it. Like, I'm probably too young to be PS1ing, I suppose you could say.
That's fair.
I mean, I played Crash Tag Team, but that's only because my brother got into it.
Yeah.
So I probably won't be picking it up. I mean, they could have put a lot more kind of reputable games on it, more so. Like some of the old Need for Speeds, they were awesome. What's going on with them?
It's dead.
Well, true, but still.
It's dead.
It's dead. Ape Escape, if they did a proper controller, you could put Ape Escape on it. There are quite a few different games that you could put on it, and I think they've kind of missed their mark on it a bit. Sure, it's going to appeal to diehard fans, but it's not going to do well, I don't reckon.
Right. And especially at the price point, I feel like $100 is too much.
Is that how
Not-
much it is?
Yes.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
only at the price
US
point, but then you'll
especially.
also have to deal with, the scalping issue, like the other mini consoles have
Yeah.
had. I guarantee it, So it's like, for me, it's like I would probably only pick this thing up to play Metal Gear Solid 1 and Persona 1.
Yeah.
But, it's just like $100 minimum is hard to justify for that, let alone the pain that it would be to find a decent stock of it anywhere,
Yeah.
So we got
Unless I get lucky like Andrew did with the Switch and it falls off the back of the truck.
That was John.
John.
Oh, that was John. My bad.
Come on.
My
Yeah,
bad.
that was John.
My bad. Okay.
What?
Either way, yeah.
Nah, he's got his funky story. You'll have to ask about it.
Yeah. As to, John Thornburg.
So we got a couple of
Yeah.
comments on this. There are fully working PS1 and PS2 emulators, though I haven't played
Yeah,
on
you
them.
cut out reading that. Can you
Oh.
repeat that? Yeah.
There are fully working PS1 and PS2 emulators, apparently. And also, a lot of these games from back then are just rubbish. I think they are selling them based on nostalgia, which
Okay,
is kind of
then
what we already
I guess-
said.
I guess I'll correct myself because last time I heard about the PS1, PS2 emulators was like they can be considered fully working, but the performance type thing is still
Yeah.
something to think about. But I could be wrong on that. Also, that was just last time I heard.
I
I'm
mean,
not super
yeah.
duper into that anymore.
Some of the
So,
the
If I'm wrong, it's fine.
Hmm.
No issue.
Like,
Thanks, Gretchen. Yeah.
I'm super. One that really is just weird to me is that Tom Clancy.
The
You-
Rainbow Six
you
is
cut out.
strange.
That was not a good version of that game.
Yeah, the first Rainbow Six is rough.
yeah.
You could play it on N64, and it was better because you could at least get like a couple,
Mm.
2 players going on or whatever. I don't think it had full play 4. It had at least 2 players.
Yeah, and that's also the thing. Like with like the NES Mini and whatnot, you can get away with that because that's like retro. You can't get kind of more retro than that. But with PS1, it was kind of the era where they were coming into kind of 3D graphics more so, and a lot of these games were just rubbish. Were just played bad and haven't held up. So it's gonna be interesting.
Definitely the worst looking generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You gotta keep in mind that it's just like, Sony will try to capitalize on let's just for intents and purposes call it the nostalgia bait, like Nintendo might have and whatnot. But,
Yeah.
Nintendo has been doing the game console since the 80s, Sony since only like the later 90s. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like they're doing the earliest they can,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure this thing will sell a bunch. So whatever, I'm sure it'll work out for them.
Wait, let me just Google the price of it over here.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm calling it 200 right now. Yep.
$149.
Oh,
$149.99. Heck yeah.
Australian butts, okay.
Save 1 cent. Yeah, so $150.
Yeah.
They're called dollary dues there, right?
No. Not quite.
What? Okay, I'm sorry, but to dispel the meme, what is the formal name of Australian currency?
Just dollars.
Australian dollars, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
That's literally-
or
okay.
dollars or bucks, hey, $2,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, yeah, we have that same
Yeah.
nomenclature. Yeah, okay.
So we
Fair
have
enough.
dollars or cents.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
We're not all that different.
Yeah.
No.
Not quite.
No. Alright, so do you want costs a lot of money, no matter what country you're in? An RTX 2080 Ti. Do you want is possibly failing at an alarming rate?
Wait a second, I'm
The
gonna get my
RTX.
glasses on here, I gotta read this.
The RTX 2080 Ti's. Why, what's going on?
We're being called out. No, not really.
Oh.
Not trying to call you out, but I know that 10 years ago I was using my dad's PC to play all these old PS2 games because he didn't want me to messing with the shelving, and because I could play them at a much higher resolution than the originals. Persona, Akami, Bully, and the old GTAs were all playable that way. They were super
Okay.
old then too. The full name is Wallaby Dollars. Okay, cool.
Okay. Well,
Not quite.
thanks for the correction.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for the correction. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
Alright. Yeah. We will not be a purveyor of fake news. So apparently, just to amend the statement earlier, there are in fact working PS1 and PS2 emulators, and I guess they worked very well as far back as 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it kind of depends on the ROM as well that you're using. So, like, if the ROM is completely, up to date or whatever. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Anyway, so RTX 2080 Ti's, they cost a lot, and they are semi-hard to find. But rumor has it that they are failing at an alarming rate. Digital Trends has been the only mainstream outlet to really pick this story up, but going back to around Wednesday to Thursday night, a lot of users on Reddit, or it's like Reddit and other hardware forums like Tom's Hardware, Hardware SP, etc., were reporting that their 2080 Ti's were failing, and it's like you compare the volume to like other cards failing at this time. It seems like 2080 Ti's should have been anomalous. Digital Trends picked this one up and said, 2080 Ti's might be failing at an alarming rate. It seems like a bulk of the reports are coming from the Founders Edition cards, but there were some mixed results coming in for the third-party distros also.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For those of you not in the know, the 2080 Ti is the biggest, ballerest card you can get from NVIDIA right now as a consumer. It costs around $1,200.
$2,000, yeah.
Yeah, for a decent SKU. And it's like, to be fair, it is a fairly early adoption type thing. With the technologies involved. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you think we have enough information yet to see whether or not they're failing at an alarming rate? Considering NVIDIA has also made a statement saying we're not really seeing a higher than average failure rate, but at the same time, they could just be saying that to preserve stocks so they don't crash all of a sudden at this. So, what do you think? Do you think there's more to it here, or do you just think that people that are willing to spend $1,200 to $2,000 on a graphics card will be a little bit more vocal about their problems with it?
Do we have statistics?
No. NVIDIA hasn't released any hard numbers.
Okay.
And if they really are failing, then they probably won't until someone brings it up in an article with actual proof.
Yeah. So, Omar, what do you think? Do you think there's a bit to this, or?
I feel like people always want to see the big companies fail. And at the same time, it also seems like the RTX launch was a bit rushed. That's the biggest thing that I've been hearing from reviewers and people who purchase the cards, just that the big feature with ray tracing and RTX on or off, that whole thing is just, there's not anything that uses that feature yet. And that's like the biggest thing that they were pushing at the conference when they revealed the card, is that it has this new rendering technique. But you just can't do anything with it. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, so, as it stands, an RTX 2080 Ti is like a really powerful 1080 Ti.
Right.
That's the only difference between cards. Yeah. So
it's just it doesn't seem like they're really trying to respond to people who are having these issues either, which kind of leads me to believe more that they know something's going on, but they don't want to say anything yet because they're just trying to get everything figured out before they release something officially.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony, what do you think?
So before I jump into my point, there are a couple of comments on this as well. Yeah. First up, do we think that the 2080 is worth it over a 1080?
What SKU are we talking about? Are we talking about 1080 Ti versus 2080, or
sure.
28?
1080 Ti versus 2080 Ti.
Oh, honestly, no. Yeah. It's like you would, or it's like as it stands right now, is that because no game is taking advantage of RTX yet, and yeah, it's just like it's not quite worth it, especially unless you're playing at 4K and you want to drive ultra 4K, no compromises. I sound like an NVIDIA marketing thing there, but benchmarks back it up.
Yeah.
It's like, so unless you're in the super high resolution at the super high settings and everything, and you really want that, then I could not recommend a 2080 Ti, especially when you could go onto, like Craigslist or eBay, pick up a decent SKU of a 1080 Ti for $500.
Yeah.
And get a transferable warranty on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my personal opinion on it.
Also, Poetry Batman reckons that it could be the reason why they're failing is because of early adapters overclocking too much.
Well, you see, so the Founders Edition No, maybe not. Okay, no, the Founders Edition. No, I'm sorry. No, the Founders Edition of the 2080 Ti, which is where most of the reports are apparently coming from, are from the Founders Edition.
Yeah.
So those who don't know, it's like the Founders Edition is what NVIDIA puts out themselves. And it's like, and then when I refer to SKUs, I'm talking about like companies that EVGA that will stick their own cooler or their own clocks onto the PCB of the card. Anyway, so it's like the Founders Edition is the one that this is happening with. And, okay, it does have a slight overclock from NVIDIA on it, everything.
Yeah.
Although, all right, so yeah, I know that could be a reasonable thing. You know, maybe people are pushing these cards too much because, we don't quite have the details whether or not they did an overclock beyond the factory. Maybe they didn't test the factory overclocks hard enough.
Yeah.
That could also be a possibility. Any other comments?
No, that's it. You dispelled the myth. Sorry.
Okay.
As far as my thoughts on it, I think that it's kind of, I mean, if they're not kind of addressing it, then I think it could be, hey, let's just kind of sweep it under the rug and hopefully none others kind of have any problems. Or they know what's going on and they're kind of trying to come up with kind of a different version and keeping things under wrap, or not a different version, but kind of replace the part that's failing kind of thing. Keep it under wraps until they're like, hey, we know what's going on. Send us back your Founders Editions and we'll give you this kind of thing. But because there's no stats or anything, we can't really tell. I mean, it could just be one person or a couple of people who have had a problem and then it's kind of exploded all over the internet. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you made the point of like, hey, people who are spending all this money on the card probably going to be more vocal than...
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I actually had a 1050 fail on me within, a couple months. I'm not going to go out there and complain about it. I'm just like, well, how do I swap this thing? Like, the simplest way possible.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer because I ended up buying another card anyway, because I don't want to wait. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to wait 3 months.
Yeah, I didn't want to wait like 2 months or whatever to like get a new card. So I was like, I'm not just going to buy another 1050 because that's pointless. So I guess I'll upgrade to a 1060.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sucked because I just spent a lot of money on a computer.
Right.
But whatever, right? Like, not a big deal. But if I'm spending, frankly, more than pretty close, maybe even more for one thing than I spent for... Okay, hold on. I did not spend as much on my computer as cards cost, probably. Like,
okay, yeah, that's reasonable.
These cards are extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Like, my computer itself definitely did not cost that. Everything with the monitor, keyboard, still, I don't think it breached that. Still didn't breach that mark. So, like, like, I'd be pissed if those things were failing. And if it's what's a centile? I don't know how many they sold, but if it's like the 2% of it, which is probably pretty average. I don't know what is the normal average. And I don't know. So it's whatever.
Right. It's like, hardware companies, when distributing any sort of hardware, whether it's phones, graphics cards, etc., they have a built-in failure rate type thing where you're like, over the course of the life cycle, or it's like of the ship that we plan on shipping, we expect X% to fail. It's usually a little less than 1% or something. Give you an idea that, you remember the Note 7 debacle? That was
exploding phone, right?
Yeah, it's like if you were to total up all the instances of people having Note 7s replaced and everything, and because of that issue, it's well below Samsung's anticipated failure rate for the phone that they were going to replace anyway. The fact that it's like, the reason why it took off was because in the grand fashion that they were failing, So, yeah. So personally, it's like, my opinion on this whole thing is that I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
I think we need to. Sure. I think the story needs to sit for another couple weeks or so and see how it develops.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, there is a very loud vocality of people who are saying, this $1,200 card, which, as Andrew pointed out, is worth more than some people's entire PCs, is failing. So you know what? I'm going to be super duper upset about it. I'm going to be really upset about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if the issue was widespread enough, then a lot more outlets would start picking it up outside of just digital trends who kind of, I don't want to say they rushed their article, but, they kind of knee-jerked the article just a little bit to get the first, reports on it.
Yeah.
And trying to validate this whole thing. But more than that, I feel like, some YouTubers, like TechTubers, like your Jay's 2 Cents or your Linus Tech Tips of the world would have talked about it, like their cards failing. If there's such a widespread issue, statistically speaking, one of them probably would have had an issue at this point. Yeah.
Because they test for that stuff too. They probably put it through the paces, right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they've been benchmarking it, et cetera, et cetera.
We are doing a BlizzCon podcast tomorrow. Just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so anyone here want a 2080 tie?
Nope.
Oh, you got
Nope.
you got a spare $1,200 laying around?
That's
Take
nice.
it.
No.
$2,000? Come on.
Giving me one?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like I could cash the entirety of the Corsair check into a 2080 tie.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll go to the tip shop, get an old PC that's got one in it that's died,
Okay.
and then I don't know. Then I've got a 2080 Ti.
Yeah. Part is expensive.
Yeah.
I couldn't even buy one of those if I want. Like, even if I had in the cash to do that, like my little PC cabinet would not even be able to hold it. Like my little case,
Yeah.
it like breaks
too
through my
big.
case.
Oh man.
That's huge. Like it wouldn't even fit my motherboard. I don't think.
Yeah.
Just got to keep the side panel off.
I saw.
Right, exactly.
More airflow.
I don't know if these people all have computers like this, but I saw the streamer Shroud pick his computer up and show it off. Dude, that thing was it looked like a jet engine.
Yeah. He's got two. He's got two, by the way.
He's got
Does
two,
he?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
one's
don't know.
for a streaming PC.
The card was probably as big as my head, and his PC was just an engine. It was
Yeah. Origin PC, who I think provides his computers and everything. They do a lot of popular streamers. They do not mess around with their aesthetics or anything. Or
yeah, it looks really cool. It had liquid green stuff flowing through it. I was like, deeper.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think that about moves out of gaming news. Let's talk about some TV news, kind of. Consider Netflix TV at all. On Power Up Podcast, we talked about Henry Cavill possibly playing Geralt in the Netflix Witcher series. Well, turns out that not only was he confirmed to be playing Geralt, but they also gave us a screen of him playing Geralt, and people hate it.
Yep. I'm one of them.
People hate it. I'll be honest, I am one of them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it doesn't look good. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Precisely.
I think that's a better way of putting it.
Precisely.
Yeah, it's I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't think. Yeah.
His chin.
Omar?
His chin.
I was gonna say
Henry
more
Cavill, the dude who plays Superman.
The
Yes.
latest Superman.
Yes, the Man of Steel, if you will.
Man of Steel.
Superman's my father called me.
To me, okay, let me just say this. To me, he looks too justicey. He looks like he's too straight down the line and too not gonna stand for any crap,
That's kind of
But it's
A little bit, yeah.
I was kind of thinking that he looks like Lucius Malfoy.
that's kind of
Just kind of like the opposite of that, but
he doesn't. I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't look right, and maybe that's just Geralt as a live action.
Maybe, but
Considering
I don't
he's got weird skin and weird eyes.
and supposedly he's supposed to be a younger Geralt, but
Okay.
he just doesn't look as grizzled as you'd expect.
Yeah. He looks very awkward as well.
yeah.
He looked good in that one movie. He looked cool in that Mission Impossible movie with his mustache.
Yeah, he looked awesome then. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's he looks too much of a pretty boy, to be honest.
Maybe that's what it is. He's just too attractive.
Yeah, he looks too much of a pretty boy. I definitely give more of an Orlando Bloom as Legolas vibe, as opposed to, Leonardo DiCaprio as this grizzled mountain man in Revenant, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, that.
What?
Yeah.
Which actor would do a better job? Oof. Who would be a better? Who could we cast as a better?
Nicolas Cage.
Hugh
that's
Jackman.
a given, obviously.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yes, any day.
Hugh Jackman would be okay. I was gonna say Danny DeVito, of course.
I think that's the only answer right there.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like who's like a young dude who just like who's like the hot new guys right that are good.
I don't know
You could do Chris Hemsworth, I suppose.
who?
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
The dude who plays
Thor?
Thor, yeah.
can even do the younger brother who might be a
Why
better
didn't they do that?
fit.
You could do Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Might not be horrible.
You could do Chris Pratt.
I feel
Too
like
many
it's
Chris's.
The long hair just makes him kind of look goofy,
Yeah.
like inherently.
Yeah.
Like his like long silver hair, just kind of looking like he looks like a weird character. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
just don't know.
He just looks. Yeah, it doesn't suit him.
All right, so outside of the potential miscasting, or at the very least mis-makeuping, or mis-costume design of Henry Cavill as Geralt, do we have decent hopes for the series in
Not
general?
anymore. No, not really.
Are they just doing a book stuff, or are they just kind of doing like him going off and doing random?
I have no idea. We don't really know the detail.
Because it could be kind of cool if there was like, here's him fighting one thing one week, and here's another episode. It's completely different.
Yeah.
He's him 30 years down the line.
Wow.
Exactly.
No, like just every episode's like relatively separate from each
Yeah.
other. Would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a overarching plot, but like if it's a continuation type thing.
It should almost be like an X-Files sort of series. Because,
Yeah.
like, the Witchers, they kind of go investigate and, like, kill monsters type thing. They do kind of do that. It's like, oh, this town is being,
Yeah. Like each job is like a different episode or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
2 episodes or something, depending on how long it is.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good like attack of it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, Omar, any high hopes for this or no?
I actually had completely forgotten that this was happening until that little short clip / picture was released. And I never really played the Witcher games, so I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. They're making a TV show. I'll probably check it out since it's on Netflix. Might as well.
Yeah.
I probably still will. It's just, it doesn't look right.
Okay, that's fair. Anthony?
I had a statement then, but I can't remember it.
Oh.
He looks like Orlando Bloom in this, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just don't really have any hopes for it. I don't really like Netflix as a whole. So,
Okay.
yeah, it just depends, really. It depends on what they do and how they lay it out, because we don't really have any details on it that we don't really know. So, but for character casting, I think they need to make him look more grizzled, I reckon.
Yeah, they kind of stoned the crows on at least the costume.
Heck yeah.
Costume design. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use that term correct, didn't he? Andrew, still plan on checking this out, or?
I'll watch the first episode probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
I'll at least give it the first episode.
Is it supposed to be soon?
Soonish. Like maybe 2019 or so. I don't know.
Oh, I just want to add, dude. How did you? There's like a long version of it where he like takes a sip out of like a little like vanilla
Flask
extract
thing.
bottle or something. Like
Yeah.
it's just so cheesy too.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be good.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be bad good.
I don't know.
Very good.
Like that scene. I played The Witcher 1, which the very like intro scene to it and everything before the game really starts, where it shows like, oh, this is what Witchers do. It's pretty much just like dude chugging potions in a tower for like a minute or so before going to fight this weird demon thing, or like this weird creature thing. So
It
yeah.
reminds me of like Red Dead, where I'm sitting there drinking brandy before like every battle just to get all my like health and stuff. I'm like going to these battles sloshed because I'm drinking brandy and smoking like 5 cigars before I go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, switching over to anime news, 2 little twit tidbits. Trinity 7, it was doing a social game apparently, that was news to me. It got cancelled, so if you were looking forward to that, then sorry. Trinity 7 itself is a pretty decent anime though, so go check it out if you want something to watch. Any expansion thoughts on that, or no?
Don't know it, so can't comment.
Alright. And, oh wow, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to add a third one, but... And then, Kazuna AI, you guys heard of her before? The virtual YouTuber?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. She's getting her own anime series, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where it's like the character that this YouTuber has created is getting her own anime.
Okay.
Is a better way of thinking of it. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
All right. And then finally, lastly, you know how last week we talked about My Hero Academia getting a live action movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Attack on Titan is now getting a live action movie.
Oh no!
That's gross.
Yeah.
How? Why? Who? When?
I'm surprised that already hasn't happened, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. Especially when it was at its peak in 2013-ish. Yeah.
Just get the dudes that do Sharknado to do it.
Yes. Yes,
Just bad. Just bad. Yeah, bad green screen.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So are you guys Attack on Titan fans at all, or no?
I've surprisingly watched a good amount of it. I haven't watched it at all, but I've watched a decent amount.
Okay.
It's cool.
Anthony?
Every time I'm like, yeah, I'd like to watch this, and then I see the trailer and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Omar?
I have never watched an episode of it, but I fully intend to someday.
Okay. I personally am not a huge fan of the show. I couldn't really make it past like the 4th episode, 5th episode, when, you know, they were holding a bunch of people at cannon point, and because they refused to understand something, like, I thought that entire situation was just really stupid, so. Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How, in anime, what is the usual length of a fight scene? Like, how many episodes?
Oh, are you watching Dragon Ball Z?
No.
No, he's watching Naruto.
Yeah.
He's watching Naruto. It really depends. Are you talking about just like one individual fight, or like a series of fights?
Like one individual fight.
I don't know. It's like it can be usually maybe the second half of an episode, if not just the entire episode. But it's usually like broken up or something.
Sure.
The most notable thing that I can think of to rate this role is the final, you know, this is prudent to what you're watching there, Anthony, is Naruto versus Sasuke at the end of Shippuden is just like a solid 44 minutes of them just slugging it out with each other.
Yeah, I mean, like, that is all well and good. Like, for a season finale, you know, you have an extended fight scene. Literally, this scene that I was watching yesterday, this fight scene, 13 episodes just of this one fight.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's like that's because
going
like,
and going.
And Naruto's notorious for this is because they break up the fighting sequences with like flashbacks or like other dialogue or like other things going on while the fight is going on.
I mean, but this was like they might have had like 2 flashbacks and that was it.
Okay.
The whole like he got resurrected twice. This dude that they were fighting, he just wouldn't die. He had like this.
The pain fight?
No, the puppet one. What's his face?
Oh, okay.
With yeah. And it's just like, what is going on? I was so close to just quitting.
Wait, yeah, what fight are you on? I'm sorry.
It's when they're fighting the Akatsuki.
Okay.
Yeah, when they're fighting the 2 guys who captured Gaara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Andrew, any idea what we're talking about here or no?
No. Nope.
Okay. Alright.
I'm part of the Leaf Clan.
Cool.
Alright. Yeah, how do you begin to translate Attack on Titan to a live action movie?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of interested. I want to see those gross Titans.
Yeah, as I say, it's like I feel like however you do it, the Titans will just look disgusting. You know?
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to?
Yeah, maybe.
Sure. Why not?
Have you seen those PS4 games? They look really weird.
Yeah, there. Stranger Sight. Alright, so high hopes for the live action series or no?
Not really, no.
Okay, no.
All the live action versions from anime that I've seen, it's kind of been subpar.
Have you seen the Bleach one?
Oh, I did not know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
You should watch that. This is the North Star one. That one is hilarious.
Okay, I would watch that one.
That one is bad.
Okay.
I think Chris Penn is in that movie.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris Penn is in that movie.
Wow.
Bad guy.
Did you guys watch Ghost in the Shell? Like a couple of
I
years?
I did
Mm.
not. I didn't hear it was not great, but
It was bad. It was also bad. Yeah. Which, even though Ghost in the Shell is a pretty good series, you should watch it if you haven't already. It's pretty solid. All right. Anyway, I think that'll about wrap us up. Except for Anthony, what games are releasing this next week?
Oh dear, well we have quite a lot, actually. Just, so I hope you're ready for no interruptions. So, a thing that's not so much releasing, but Destiny 2 is currently free until November the 16th, and that's through Battle.net. And once you download it, you keep it forever. So they're just basically giving it away until November the 16th. So, what's the date today? The 3rd, crikey. So we have on the 5th, Moonlighter is going to Switch on November the 5th, obviously. Arc Extinction is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One on November the 6th. Grip, which is a combat racing kind of thing, is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and also Nintendo Switch as well on November the 6th. Omen of Sorrow is going to PS4 on November the 6th as well. Transponse is going to Rift and Vive, and also PSVR on November the 6th. Carnival Games is going to Switch on November the 6th. Brawlhalla is going to Xbox One and Switch on November the 6th as well. Overkill's The Walking Dead is going to PC on November the 6th or the 8th for EU. Swords and Soldiers is going to PC and PS4 on November the 6th. Deracine is going to PSVR on November the 6th as well. Siren is going to PSVR on November the 6th. World of Final Fantasy Maxima is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on November the 6th as well. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is going to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Is that the same as what's it called? Dragon's Trap? I think that's in the same series.
Okay.
I think it is. Hellsign is going to Steam Early Access on November the 7th. Fluffy Horde is going to PC on November the 7th as well. Kursk is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on November the 7th. Holy Potatoes: A Spy Story is going to PC on November the 7th. Steel Rats is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One, also on November the 7th. Survival Ball is going to PC on November the 8th. Valiant Hearts is going to Switch on November the 8th as well. Crashlands is going to Switch on November the 8th. The Bug Butcher is going to Switch on November the 8th. Mercenaries Wings: The False Phoenix is going to Switch on November the 8th as well. Rage in Peace is going to PC and Switch, also on November the 8th. Battlezone Gold Edition is going to Switch, also on November the 8th. Tetris Effect, why not, is going to PS4 and PSVR on November the 9th. That's a VR, That's a VR version of Tetris, if you didn't already know.
Sorry, interruption. There's a demo on PS4. Play it. So good.
Oh, is it really?
Okay. There's a demo on PS4 for Tetris Effect. I'm gonna play it tonight. I think during this time I'm gonna turn all the lights up. It's gonna get weird. I'm just gonna play some Tetris Effect.
Cool.
If you're watching in the future, it is this weekend only, though.
Yes, this weekend only. So, gotta play it this week.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm nearly finished. Anno Domini is going to... Wait, what? Anno Domini 2018 Townsman is going to Switch on November the 9th. We also have Battlefield 5 EA Origin Access Trial is going to PC and Xbox One on November the 9th. Hitman 2 is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One, also on November the 9th. And last but not least, 1111 Memories Retold is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, also on November the 9th. And that is it for this week.
Alright, and then do we have the winner of the last giveaway for Power Up for a little while?
No, we don't, because no one entered it.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah. Okay, then. Alright, so, yeah, that that will wrap us up then, except for Andrew. Where can we find you on the internet?
Find me on the internet at Duronsky. I'm doing a 24, 5-ish hour stream today on my Twitch channel. Go there, say hi. I'm going to be playing The Quiet Man later.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Okay.
I'm going to play through that whole weird game. I don't even know what it is, but I want to see it. So
Okay.
going to play that. Going to be weird. Going to play some fighting games. Also, got to say happy birthday to my sister. Ashley, happy birthday. I don't know how old you are. Doesn't matter, I guess. Happy birthday, so have a happy birthday.
Okay. Well, you cut off last part there. But happy birthday to her.
Yep.
All right. Omar, where are you at?
I'm on Twitter.
Oh,
See right here.
Oh, wow, okay.
Wait, what?
Got
That's
Jigglypuff.
oh.
That works.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. And then Anthony.
Here.
Yeah, you
That's
gave
it.
up your resurrected Twitter.
Well, I've got nothing to tweet, so, you know.
All right, that's fair.
That was fast.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at InfuriousElectron. And you can find all of us on the community Discord, so chat us up sometime. Anyway, that about does it. Tomorrow, programming alert. We'll probably be doing our BlizzCon post-podcast, which will either happen either tomorrow or Monday. So,
Cool.
yeah. U.S. time, that is. And daylight savings kick in tomorrow, so don't forget your clocks if you're in a state that does that. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we will see you guys next week.